Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, we are so back right now, y'all. We are so back. I've prayed for times like this. Let's fucking go. Amberlynn Reed, last night I'm sitting there beep booping around playing some Fortnite, and I start getting tagged, DM'd, everything going crazy on the socials because old Amberlynn Reed posted her new girlfriend face reveal and all on TikTok and Instagram. And I don't really have like a direct reaction to give to the video itself, so I'll just like let you watch so you can see for yourself in case you're not over on the TikTok or on the Instagram, but here it is. And she also, in addition to that, posted some stories on Instagram. A couple of them were just like people being like, oh my god, I'm so excited for Amberlynn or whatever. But the one that I found most interesting was one that just had a little small image of a U-Haul truck. And I just think that's interesting because literally just yesterday I reacted to her vlog where she talked about this girly pop being there, old Tommy Salami, coming to visit her for what, 3 days or whatever. And she talked about how amazing it was. If you didn't see my reaction to that, definitely go watch it. But essentially it was like, oh my god, this little vacation that Tommy took to come visit me was so amazing and wonderful. And my life is about to change. And like, honestly, just watching that video, it's like, your life is about to change. What do you mean? like instead of drinking buzz balls, you're drinking actual cocktails now. And then it's like, oh, what she really means is that like either she's moving in with Tommy Salami or Tommy Salami's gonna move in with her. But it really is pretty clear to me that at some point something's gonna happen. Something's coming up. And she did say that she originally was planning on Valentine to sign on to her lease for August 1st. And I wouldn't be surprised if she like expedited this relationship situation type of deal with old Tommy Salami to get her in by August 1st. I find it hard to believe that Amberlynn would go and move to wherever Tommy Salami's from, to be honest with you. One, because, well, I think maybe most importantly, logistically, I don't feel like Amberlynn would break any kind of leases. I'm guessing at this point she probably already had to re-sign or recommit to a lease for her current apartment. So unless she was being real proactive about that, it doesn't seem like Amberlynn's the kind of girly pop that would want to do the extra work to just like get out of her lease or whatever, especially considering when she broke up with Wifey, she stayed in that space for like 2-3 extra months just so she didn't have to break a lease. The other thing is I would like to believe or hope that this won't mean that Mama Lynn is just kicked to the curb. Like, I would hope that she would want to stay in Oklahoma for at least a little bit longer to continue building a relationship with Mama Lynn. Maybe that's just the part of me that has a soft spot for Mama Lynn that doesn't want her to hurt Mama Lynn's feelings or anything like that. So I'm hoping what we're really gonna get is just Tommy Salami moving into Oklahoma with Amberlynn. And before we get on to like a little bit, like what I want to do is go over some of the responses that people had and maybe talk just a little bit about this like repeated pattern of behavior from Amberlynn. But before we get to that, I just have to, I want to help the girlies be successful at YouTube, at social media. And Amberlynn has been doing YouTube for so long, and there was a time where I really felt like Amberlynn knew what she was doing on YouTube and that she knew how to get the views. I don't think Amberlynn is so dumb that she doesn't understand what gets views on YouTube and what doesn't. But I'm starting to second guess how much credit I've given her in the past for really working like the social media grind and algorithm and clickbaiting and this, that, the other. Because it makes no damn sense to me that she would post that vlog that I just reacted to about Tommy Salami coming to visit her and do no face reveal when within a matter of about 24 hours, a little more than 24 hours after she posted that vlog, she's gonna do a face reveal on TikTok and Instagram. Like, girl, do you know how many more clicks and views you could have gotten on YouTube where you actually make money if you had just put the face reveal in that video? Like, it doesn't make any sense if you were just gonna go and post it on TikTok and Instagram anyways. And she might say like, oh, it's not all about the money, like I'm not doing this for the money, this, that, the other. Why not do it for the money is my question. Like, why not just make the extra coin from putting it in your vlog where you were vlogging about the time that you spent with her? Also, how much more of an interesting video could that have been if you would have just included her in that vlog? You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I think this is good for her channel in the long run at the very least, even if she could have like made a little bit more bang for her buck if she would have posted it on YouTube. I think this is a good sign that Tommy Salami is gonna find her way into vlogs in the future. We're gonna have like a true sidekick character that is excited about being on the YouTubies. But with that also being said, I ended my video yesterday saying like, let's not ruin this, people. Let's not fuck it up. We have said for a long time that we want more side characters. We want interesting side characters. And I think something that will turn that boat around, that car around real quick, is if people start like being messy and doxing this person and like going into her personal life and this, that, the other. So just be mindful. If you want entertaining vlogs that feature side characters in the future with old Amberlynn Reed, we can't screw this up. You know? And I know that that's like probably not the majority of people in my audience, and I know the majority of people watching are gonna do that. And I also know that if people are gonna do that, they're gonna do it regardless of if I say something or not. But let's do our best to not fuck this up. We want interesting content. We need Tommy Salami in the vlogs. So I just want to get to the comments, specifically on TikTok, and probably Instagram too. I just didn't look in depth at the comments there before I started filming this video. There are so many people on the TikTok that are like, oh my god, this is so cute. Wait, I'm actually so excited for you. She's so cute. There was one person that said, oh my god, you got to meet Zachary Michael in real life. And I was like, y'all really think I look like Tommy Salami? You think we're Tommy Salami and I? You think we're giving the same energy? Okay. All right, okay. There was also a comment from somebody that said, wow, Amber, someone actually attractive for once. I'm proud. And Amber liked the comment and then also replied to it, which I think is also kind of like, I don't know, that seems like a weird thing to like, because one, it questions your previous taste. Two, it's kind of insulting to your previous partners. But also, again, your previous taste suggests that you thought your previous partners were attractive. Like, that's the thing about Amberlynn, is whenever she jumps into a new relationship, she does not waste any time to put her old partners down. With the exception of when she first started dating Beck, she still talked very highly positively about Destiny, but in a wifey, a post-wifey era, it's like she's got to talk about how great her current partner is and how her previous partners just never like lined up or met the greatness that is whoever her current partner is. And it's like, Amberlynn, you can sit here and let people dunk on Destiny and Beck and whoever, whatever, all you want, but like, girly pop, you're the one that also thought that they were attractive, and in your own words, like, slept with those people, had sex with those people, dated those people, said that those people were the love of your life. So like, let's be very serious right now. But yeah, in general, I think it's weird that so many people are so like excited for her, and maybe it's just people who aren't like super familiar with Amberlynn's history or don't even really know her. I mean, I think that is one of the advantages of her posting on TikTok or Instagram as opposed to YouTube, because I'm guessing people who have found her on TikTok and Instagram, well, maybe less Instagram, but specifically TikTok, I think are folks who probably are not super familiar with her whole history. I feel like those are probably a lot of people who saw her in the Panera clip where she like gets 2 bags of chips instead of an apple that went viral, you know? I feel like it's people like that found her on TikTok and are like, oh, we're so excited for you, we're so happy for you, we're this, that, the other. But it really doesn't make a lot of sense if you're an actual, like, fan of Amberlynn to be, like, this level of thrilled for her jumping into a new relationship. And I say that because, like, if you really, like, let's just say that there are people who genuinely care about Amberlynn. I think that's probably true. There probably are people that exist that really truly do enjoy Amberlynn. Well, if that's the case, then you want the best for Amberlynn, and it's probably not the best for Amberlynn to be sitting here ignoring the red flags in her own behavior. I'm not even talking about Tommy Salami over here. I'm talking about Amberlynn's own red flags, and knowing that she's getting herself into a situation that is just like every other relationship that she's had that's failed and ended poorly. Like, if you take her at her word, which is something I try to do unless it's like very clear that there's evidence to suggest that she's lying or she herself admits that she's lying, but like, let's just take her at her word for things that have happened in the past year. It was about this time last year, it was almost a year ago, that she literally ended her relationship with wifey/Feline. She continued to pine over Feline for the entire like 2 to 3 months that she continued living with Feline, while she also was telling us that she had fallen in love with some other girly pop in her Instagram DMs. After that 2 to 3 months of continuing to live with Feline and continuing to like hook up with her, those are Amberlynn's words, not mine, she finally did move to Oklahoma away from Feline. Feline ended all contact with her, said, I no longer want to have contact with her. Again, we're taking Amberlynn's words here. These are all things that Amberlynn has said herself about her own life. Her ex, Feline, says, I don't want to interact with you anymore. Please stop contacting me. Do not try to interact with me. I don't want anything to do with you. So then Amberlynn lives her life in Oklahoma, talks about how excited she is to be single, independent. Oh my God, her life is great, even though, you know, her independence also relies on her mom driving her places and getting her groceries and things like that. But she's so independent. She's an independent girly. Fast forward to February-ish, and we find out that there is a woman in her life who she's been talking to again in the DMs named Valentine, or nickname Valentine, and she's so in love with this person. Although she'll go on to never meet this person, never interact with this person in real life. And then we find out in, what was it, June? June-ish, that she breaks up with this Valentine character, and we find out they never met each other in real life. And we also find out that this Valentine character was allegedly living a double life. And again, all of that's really alleged because a lot of people don't even believe that Valentine exists, but again, we're taking Amberlynn's word for it. And per Amberlynn, only a couple weeks later, a few weeks later, she shacked up with a new girly pop. And by shacked up, I mean not living together, but she started talking to the new love of her life, Tommy Salami, in the Instagram DMs. Now, before we get too far into Tommy Salami, I'm recalling that I also forgot to mention that when she broke up with old Valentine, she said that Valentine was gonna move in on August 1st, sight unseen. They'd never met each other. They'd never seen each other in real life but that this Valentine person was gonna move in, okay? And then we meet Tommy Salami, and now everything has changed, and her life is so amazing, and life is gonna change, and it's gonna be so great, and she can't wait to see what happens. And then on top of all of this, Amberlynn has shared with us that she is diagnosed with BPD, and that that is something that she struggles with. And it's interesting because I brought that up in the video where I talked about her changing her Instagram handle to Tommy's Girl, making her whole identity about this Tommy Salami character. And there were a couple people like, Zach, you don't seem to be too understanding about BPD. Like, how are you going to bring that up and not acknowledge that, like, that's why her behavior is the way it is? And I'm like, yeah, no, I felt like that's what I was trying to do. I felt like I was trying to say, like, yeah, BPD definitely explains this behavior. Also, that's concerning, right? Like, if a person has BPD and they're experiencing symptoms of it and showing things in their life that are negatively impacted because of that, that is concerning. A thing that is frustrating to me about Amberlynn is that she very much does. Like, I've never denied that many of the things that she does on her channel are symptoms or probably the result of her having various mental health challenges. But I also do have an issue with, like, those behaviors going unchecked just because a person has a mental health diagnosis, right? Like, it's one thing that I've worked on myself, just by way of example of, like, I do realize that, like, my mental health also impacts the way that I interact with people, and that's my responsibility to make sure that I'm treating other people well, right? That's all of our responsibilities, regardless of our diagnoses. And I'm willing to, like, forgive and also understand where people are coming from. I understand where Amberlynn is coming from. I also just, like, my whole point of this whole thing is if you're a fan of Amberlynn Reid, I don't know that I would be, like, celebrating this as a win for Amberlynn when this is just, like, continued, like, repeated behavior that has been chaotic for her, has been unhelpful for her, has not, like, maintained any kind of, like, positive change for her in her life. Like, she just keeps repeating cycles that are not helpful. Does that make sense? I hope I'm, like, explaining that well. Like, I'm certainly not an expert in mental health or BPD. Amberlynn doesn't have to take any of my advice. Y'all don't have to take any of my advice. But it just seems like if we're genuinely out here trying to say, like, oh my God, I'm so happy for her. Like, why are you happy for her? She is about to, like, literally change this person's life, change the lives of people and their lives combined. And it's just, like, wild behavior for her to be so gung-ho about this new relationship when it's only been a month. And I know her point is that, like, lots of people get into relationships quickly. Lots of people jump into new relationships, and sometimes those relationships last a lifetime. And yeah, I do think that's the case for some people, but it's never worked for Amberlynn. Not once. Not yet. Maybe Tommy Salami will be the exception. Maybe she'll be the exception to that, but prior to this, it hasn't worked. And, you know, it makes me think of a time in recent history where I lost a friend. I lost a friend that I don't know if we were, like, particularly close in hindsight, but it was a friend that I was, like, continuing to build friendship with, and she was, like, texting me about how excited she was about this new relationship, this new long-distance relationship she was in, and how she couldn't wait and she was gonna probably move there as long as things were going well. And this was all happening during, like, the pandemic. And I had said, hey, listen, if y'all love each other as much as you say y'all love each other, I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. And also, if y'all love each other that much, like, that love will last and it will get you through however long you need to wait so that it's safe for you to move, because, you know, there was a worldwide pandemic. And so I just figured, like, hey, before you just go move in with a stranger across the country, like, why don't you wait out this pandemic a little bit longer? Make sure that you really do care about this person the way you say you do. and then also like you can do this safely. And yeah, that person unfriended me, stopped communication with me, and then did do the move, and then the relationship went down in flames. And I just think, like, if these people are really the love of your lives, right? If Tommy Salami is really the love of Amberlynn's life, like, what difference is it gonna make if you wait 2 to 3 months versus a year versus 2 years to move in? I mean, maybe 2 years is asking a lot, but like, what does it matter if like the goal is that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with this person anyways? You're gonna have all the time in the world. You know, like, realistically, hopefully, you're gonna have all the time in the world to spend with this person. So like, why do we gotta rush it? I'm gonna be honest, I was in no rush to move in with Noel. Like, Noel and I dated for, I think it was like a full 3 years before Noel moved in with me. No lies. Like, I was like, we don't need to rush this. Like, if you're gonna move in with me, like, you're gonna move in with me for the rest of our lives, right? Like, it's gonna be fine. We don't have to rush it here. But I don't know. There is a stereotype within the lesbian community specifically that, you know, they move in quickly together. And I do find that it sometimes tends to be true. That's why they make jokes about U-Hauls and U-Haul lesbians and things like that. But like, you don't have to do it that way. There's no rule. When you come out as a lesbian, nobody hands you a rule book that says that you gotta move in after a month of dating a woman. As far as I know. I mean, I'm not specifically a lesbian, so maybe there is some kind of secret lesbian rule book that I don't know about. But yeah, it's just, I know everybody moves at different paces, but this has not worked out for Amberlynn, and y'all cheering it on. I'm gonna hope that some people are cheering it on because they just want the entertainment from the vlogs, you know? Which, like, if that's the case, sign me up. Like, I'll be here watching, obviously. But wow. And one other thing I just want to say, because anytime that Amberlynn or Chantal specifically have ever gotten into new relationships, I always get some comments from people that are like, wow, oh my God, Amberlynn can find somebody and here I am, what am I doing, single as hell? And I just want to say that basically what you're saying is that, like, you're not willing to just settle for anything with a pulse, and that's not a bad thing. Like, do you really want the relationships that people like Amberlynn Reed and Chantal have? I don't think you probably do. It's probably okay that in this case you're single, you know? Like, I just want to reassure you that you're on the right track if you're not rushing into relationships like Amberlynn Reed is. All right, bestie? I just want you to know I believe in you, whether you're single, whether you're taken. Like, the right person will come along, and you are a better person for waiting for the right person and not rushing into something a month into it. All right? Anyways, besties, I think that's all I really truly have to say about this. This is a shorter video today because I had to give you the update. I had to let y'all know in case you're not on the TikTok or any other social media platform where you might have seen this. I figured y'all would want to see it, want to know about it, and want to know my thoughts. And yeah, after saying all of that, and thinking like, wow, she should really slow it down, I do want to let you know I will be watching. I will be watching. Because honestly, if there's a favorite thing of mine about Amberlynn Reed, it's her messy-ass relationships. And if this is all going to actually play out on camera this time, as opposed to with Wifey, where she was just off-screen the whole time, and occasionally gave us a foot, leg, hand, finger. Not the finger. Not the finger, Len. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna get this on camera this time, then I'll be seated. I'll be seated and I will be eating up that popcorn while I watch. So, that's all I have time for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification. And leave me a comment, hit like, click share. And follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!